get started. The art stream that I promised was yesterday. Glad I said it was yesterday. Really tired yesterday. Okay, but we got drawing to complete now. Fixing up stuff like this. Hair, okay. What's going on? I don't understand what's going on with that eraser. It almost never seems to work properly. Indeed. Outlines black. Frills or are you hair? You're frills. Granted, the head will be at least somewhat covered by the hair and the frills, but also I remember. I know what you are. Let's try it like this, actually. No, that works. That works well enough. Let's see. Pulls hair back. Okay, let's actually look at the hair. There we go. Should work. Except for you. I think I need to make you a little bit smoother. There we go. Something. Where's that? Face. I don't want to. Well, actually, do this episode briefly in a separate layer. Okay, that gives it a little bit more of a rounded look. Almost. Ooh. Careful not to drop my pen. Okay. I definitely need to make that mouth straighter. let's journey all the way back. Then to you. Going too far one way or the other. I think that should not be that far. Okay. Let's stop using the tools. Let's actually... like that. All right, there's that. Then I may want to draw the eye, like the entire eye as well. Just because. Let's move you back to half capacity for just a second. Which parts are lopsided? Nearly all of it is lopsided. So what? almost looks a little bit too big. It works. That definitely works. And it is, even if it's just slightly smoother than the original this is based on. Oops. Honestly, almost to a fault. Okay. Zoomed out a bit too much. So... And... Where are those? Keep dropping my pen. It's not... Okay. Let's get to... Again, get rid of the... Oh yeah, I can... Where's that all into the face? Get rid of the frills and the... Yeah, I guess yeah, I can include the neck as part of the body. I guess make sure it doesn't go too far out of bounds. Oh, I see. It's because there's... Hold on, first deselect. I guess like I haven't gone through and shaded it at all. I think this is a bit more accurate to the actual skin tone. So, real quick, one more time. That's better. That looks a little bit better, actually, yeah. Oops. Just not in the head outline, though. Next is the above the head outline. Especially horn and frill 1. Okay, I see. I didn't close it. So I'm just gonna be rather careful then. Ooh. I might actually want to put this behind the skin color, actually. Well, okay. No, I see it. I see a better line. There we go. And then horns and frills 2. It'll blend a little bit better in with the hair. I need to make this all just one dedicated group, though. Well, that's kind of hard to do it at this point, actually. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Once this is done, I'll go and go through and re-edit the horns, because I didn't realize they were that, like, over the line. I guess I can do this now. Oops. Okay. Alright. Yeah. I can add detail and shading after the fact, honestly. Oh shoot, I didn't make the head. It's in... on one hand, that makes sense. But, okay, hold on. On the other hand... This line needs to be flattened out or curved out a little bit more, so to speak. Okay. So I think I need to split it up. Yeah, I need to split it up just like I did the... Fair. I didn't label fair. Hair. Where'd I put my pen? There it is. Let's turn you off as well, just for a second. Actually, that's actually the thing. Okay. Actually speaking, I think I need to move the outline hold on, actually, deselect. The horn outline. The frills. Okay. Okay, this gives me a pretty good vantage point on what is... what is an out of... Thankfully, it only seems to have shaved off a little bit. Okay. Oh. Turn you all to normal. There we go. Okay. Oh. Let's actually get rid of the... like that. immediately need to go to... Okay, there's that. Now... need a... First, really quick, I'm gonna leave the parlor. Unironically, I very much want to, like, that or make this is yeah, it sweeps across and then kind of just tucks into the headdress, to be fair. So for the most part, this works. Which, I guess, speaking of now, I realize I probably should make a headdress for... I should probably make a headdress. I guess headband is a bit more appropriate of a term. It's not fully visible, but it'll be there pretty much just for the sake of it. There's the knowledge that it is there on my on like the original version, but not on mine. Will probably bug me regardless, is the thing. Ever so slightly turn up the music. pen outline. So I guess it was like oh, and there's a bow? Right, there's a bow. Okay. Hang on. It's on the bottom, so it's not the most. But yeah, that does actually fill out quite a bit of space. I'm looking at it now. That fills out a lot of space, actually. Like, yeah, there's technically 2 frills in between these 2 bangs, like her neck. Do I? There's a chance. It would bug me if I don't try, at the very least. It would bug me if I don't try. So hers is like more or less like this, right? Then I guess they also go. There's a very real chance I put the bow all the way down, like, because they're technically behind the clothes as well. I mean, who am I kidding? That's pretty much exactly what I'm gonna do. Let's actually. You. Let's get this up and running. Move you to the side just a little bit so I can see what I'm doing. I mean, it's fabric. It's not. Doesn't necessarily need to be straight, but redo. Let's just get rid of this. I don't know how I keep dropping my pen, but I'm finding ways. Okay. Then Naboko's. It's the same principle. Except this one is a bit more. It's going to be a bit more straight downward. Let's move that all the way down there. And we'll forget about it for a second. Because this is about the head. That'll work. The white part is significantly taller than the black part. So that'll work. Ooh, I might need to just do something more like that. That'll work. Alright, let's fill in this. Next is this will technically be 4. Since it is these kind of purpley tips here. I think technically they're more like this type of purple. And it's just the shine of like light making it a bit more apparent. Or a bit lighter colored. So it goes one like kinda goes like this and hooks around. Kinda like that actually, yeah. It's kind of the same for all of them. God, one thing I've kind of noticed about my headphones recently is that they never sit comfortably. No matter what I do, it feels like they are just always crushing my ears. Like pushing... Some of my glasses sometimes dig into like the skin behind my ears because my headphones are pushing them in. It's really awkward. There's that. Is the face. These two. Now, I will make the mouth black first. Make this black, because, you know, that's what it's supposed to be. But you... Does that work? It kind of does. I guess I also first actually hang on. it a bit higher. So that it looks like she's looking a bit more straight. Hello. Okay. I think the black irises are a bit more accurate to the original. I don't know. Let's just save it real quick. I mean, otherwise, this is... I'll keep the black irises for now. If I decide to change it to the more accurate... I guess the thing is, her irises are black. It's the, corneas of the eyes that are more of a teal color. And I don't think it would quite work with the art style that I'm trying to replicate. Let's merge this down real quick. Okay, that is the face, however. At least the start of the face. I can do shading and light and stuff later. This is a good basis. To some degree, I almost don't want to. To some degree, I almost don't want to. I feel like it would look both better and worse with a... Okay, I'll need to clean that up in a little bit. It would look both better and worse the more detailed it gets. I like part of the reason it is so funny is how simplistic the character design is the original, because it's okay. I'm getting you out of favorites because you're just gonna mess things up. Like, it's a simple, funny cartoon character. But the more you try to add on to it, the worse it gets. Like, you can add all this different extra shading and, like, accessories and stuff onto an anime character because it has the enough detail in, like, the face and the anatomy, you can kind of get away with it. For a sillier looking cartoon, the more you add, the more distracting it gets. this, I probably don't really need to. At least not yet, add all of the extra stuff. Yeah, let's work from the bottom up. For the most part, the bottom up. The shirt, for the most part, has a sort of blackish gray base. I think that's a good brown. What part is covered? Really, this part, so stuff for that. I keep setting my pen down and forgetting where I put it. Let's pop you out. Yeah, okay, that's why. I'll put that as a different one. I'll color that in a different layer, for sure. Next. I actually need to get you back. Even if it for just a second. Going outside the lines, great. I also immediately see stuff where I missed the lines. Oh wow, I'm terrible. Okay. I guess I don't technically need to color this part in since it's covered. It's, you know, better if I do. There's a design on it that I probably need to transcribe, but I can do that. Just a second. There's that. Even if most of it is covered, there's still a little bit that is not. That's fine. That's fine. I can... All these little pixels that will pop through. I guess that's just kind of the consequence of trying to use tools to make my sloppy penmanship a little bit better. Yes. Okay. As for you, could I potentially see Dragon Made? Dragon Made. Go. Concept art. Okay, that doesn't quite translate. What other artists? Do they? They don't quite do it either. Alt art. The alt art has... Am I crazy? Okay, so hold on. The alt art has this. It just has a red ribbon. But the normal art has this little design on it. As far as I can tell, the concept art doesn't have it either. And have... Wait, what? Am I being Mandela affected? Hold on. What? This is... One second. I need to confirm something. Am I Mandela affected? She doesn't have it there. Where is it? Yes. Okay, that's... It doesn't have it there. She also has glasses, but... Which, yeah. That I'm not blind to. But what is this? Is this a rendering bug? Was this just an artifact in the version of the transparent render that I had? That is so strange. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter anymore. I guess I can just make this the same color as that, no consequences. But now I feel like I've discovered something super sensitive, and now John Konami is gonna come knocking at my door because I know too much. Because they changed the ribbon on Dragon Made House. They changed the ribbon on House Dragon Made. Okay. That was a wild ride, but thank you everyone for sticking with me through that bout of hysteria. Then enemies. I may need to move you. Color 12, color 1. Alright. So how do I want to do... I guess the claws don't really show, do they? At least not clearly. This part will. I guess really quick before I commit to coloring it. I think the rest of this is fine. Except for you need to be connected properly. I guess they only have... They only have... How many fingers did I put on the second hand? I put 3, which they only have 3 in the original anyway. It looks a lot more awkward than I remember. And they only have 3. These 3 plus the thumb. I think I actually just need to make this... Just move this line entirely. Make it even with the rest of the hand. Now the other half looks a bit too big. I guess. Less slanted. I guess more slanted the other way is correct. There we go. I think that looks better. Okay. You. Go back to normal. Now, ironically need a nurse. Okay. Made color 1. Don't. Okay, unironically. I do feel like I need to fix this a little bit, at least, before I get too deep. So you... Why why do I keep putting my pens down when I know I'm going to lose them? Okay, hold on. Hello, Tem. Shop is cooler. How are you doing today? Welcome in. Let's just fix up these lines entirely. I'll keep that on a separate layer. Then... How you doing? Excuse me. I'm doing alright. After going... Well, just relaxing after a long day of work. Hope that's too wide. Get a little bit smoother. That'll work. That'll definitely work. I can allow it to be a little bit wrinkled since it is very much like being held up. So you still have a little bit here somewhere. What are you drawing? So whoops. Right now, I guess I can show off this is the rough sketch. I'll make it full opacity. But I'm essentially recreating the I don't care what gender you are, put on the maid outfit meme with this character. Okay. Pretty related question. How much do you know about Yugioh? Because this is a card in Yugioh for an archetype called Dragon Maids. Right now, I'm just getting some basic colors down. See? Yeah. Because that, and also I need to fix these lines here, make them a little bit smoother. Yeah, knowing at least a little bit about Yugioh helps this character make a little bit more sense. If not, no worries. Most I know is that it's a card game, and wait, did I use... I did. I used the wrong pen. Okay, that's a little bit too wide. Still better, but still a little bit too wide. Let's go... Okay, the bottom part is still too wide. The top part, I think, is just about right. I'll do the same I did with the other side frill. That'll do with both the shoulders. Let's make it... That'll work. If not, if you don't know that much about Yu-Gi-Oh, really the only thing you need to know is that this is a card in Yu-Gi-Oh called House Dragon Made. And I guess the joke is that because a lot of dragon typed monsters can kind of work together, they don't care what like gender the dragon is. They're gonna have you put on the maid outfit. Let's reverse that for a second. Oops. I dropped my pen. So, I need to know that it's a card in Yu-Gi-Oh! That's called House Dragon Made. Yeah. That is essentially the joke, and it is... well, that is the character that I'm drawing, and it is... I'll get a full-screen image of it. Essentially trying to recreate this meme. Having in chat to remember. No problem. Gotcha. Trying to recreate this meme with that character is essentially what I'm trying to do here. Turn that up. That's slightly better. It can afford to be a little bit wrinkled since it's being held up. That'd be a bit more realistic. But that works. Yep. Okay. Then for the actual color, use this as a reference image. But actually, yeah, I'll keep that up. White middle, red lining, essentially. There's a part... okay, I'll need to remember that. Actually, I'll try to see if I can do that now then. I want to color that. There. Okay, so how does that go? From Did I fix it? Okay, we're good. No problem. I don't exactly know why that... Oop. I don't exactly know why that happened. But I had to fix it and glad to have gotten some. The soundtrack for Constance, I will say, is very good. Even if you also lower this, I'll actually lower this just slightly. Even if you're not a fan of Metroidvanias, I would heavily recommend at least listening to the soundtrack for the game. It is quite good. I need to fix you. Okay, and then from you, or from like the edge of the color down, it's this kind of, almost 3/4 of an 8 shape. So love Metroidvanias. Hey. That's good to hear. Because Constance is a pretty solid Metroidvania. It came out last year. It's worth like, I'd say about $20, if I remember correctly. And it's, they haven't announced when, but they are planning on making DLC updates for the game. Free to play. If you, well, the DLC is free if you have the game. In the same vein as, like, Silksong and Hollow Knight. But it is a very solid Metroidvania. Constance game, is it? It is on Nintendo Switch. It is on Nintendo Switch. I played it on PC. I can't verify how well it runs on Switch. But I can say it runs very well on PC. But yeah, it is on Switch. that, let's get color. I'll have to decide what to make the hem, or the inside of the shirt. I want to do that. I might just make it a gray. Just to kind of imply that it's in shadow. Exactly $20 on Switch. Exactly. You may need a little bit more because I don't know how much it would be with tax. Stamps. You get it for, yeah, it's $19.99 on Switch. So you would need a little bit more for it, but if you can get around to playing it, it's a very fun game. A little frustrating at times, but that's just kind of the price of playing a Metroidvania. There are going to be frustrating moments, but overall, it's a very solid game. If or when you get around to playing it. Basically all of the white here. Then the collar top parts are going to be white. Yeah, I might as well make this part. Might as well put this part. Oops. This part on the same layer. Oh, I did. Moving around my bed when you said the name, so I couldn't hear it. Could you repeat it? Constance? Or was there another name that... Constance is the name of the Metroidvania. I don't know if there was another name that I said. Mentioned. Oops. Okay. I'll throw my pen again. Said. That. Let's make this for the sleeves. Wait, never mind. Oh, no problem. when you said the song, you also... Yeah, I figured. It's no problem. It was a little bit ago, in 1999. Plus tax, it would be a little bit more. So you might need to save up a bit extra. But if you ever get the time, it's a really fun experience. Then need to be red. Go. I taxed it, I don't even have to pay them yet. Yeah. I do, and you don't get used to it, unfortunately. Okay. I think the worst part is, I don't know how true it is for other countries, but at least in America, where I live, taxes are not included in the full price of something, at least until you get to checkout. Which means if you don't know that something has tax, it can be a real surprise when you walk up to the register or go to checkout. You think something is $7.99, and it's like $8.54 or something. Because I believe, at least in other countries, if I remember correctly, they include taxes in the full price of an object. So you'll know that something is, like, has tax before you even walk up to the register. In a case like this, they would show that the game is like 21 something as opposed to 1999. Yeah, you don't get used to it, unfortunately. Alright. Probably add this onto that. I'll make it like that. Okay. Next is... I need you. I want to keep you. Here we go. How do I want to do this, actually? How far away is the sleeve in the original? Sleeve cutoff is right there. So I can go... So I can put this right here and use that as a basis. Okay. Wait. The hand color 1. I actually probably... Color 1 might go on... Yeah, since it's underneath, it might just go underneath this other layer. Oh yeah, it definitely has to go underneath the layer. Oh no. Everything okay? Something happened? Taxes strike again. Yeah. Unfortunate. Like, it's not as bad when you get, like... a proper job with an income, and you're able to get enough money to, like, buy at least as many indie games as you want. And when you're young, finding out you just don't have enough because of taxes is miserable. Did I? Oh. Yeah, I did. This needs to be 4. And you need to be 3. There we go. Then you need your color. Pretty much turn that off for now. This is surprisingly almost done. Okay. This actually slightly poses a problem. How do I want to do the color of the hands? Oh. Actually, I wonder if there... I don't think there's a demo for Constance on Switch. I don't even know if there's a... I don't even think there was a demo on Steam. I might just go... like this. Let's combine these together. I still need to do the ribbon real quick, but after that, I'm almost done, actually. Yep, I pretty much only got the bow left to do. Bow color. Yeah. It's not looking too bad, I'd say. Especially when compared to the very rough sketches towards the beginning. Also, this is probably the fastest I've ever really finished an art piece, actually. Usually for... like, granted, it's arguably a lot simpler than some of the stuff that I've done in the past. Intentionally so. But normally it takes, like, a good 2 or 3 streams. Well, 3 or 4 streams to get an art piece even like this done. So I got pretty much all of this. I mean, like, honestly, 2 streams is not bad. Let's see. Body, head. Go ahead and clear out the... I guess I could add a background. Like an actual background. But like, this is what it like started as. The rough, no edits, the rough, no edited sketch eventually turned out into this. I'd say that's not too bad. For probably a good 4 or 5 hours across 2 streams. I'm gonna double save since I'm kind of paranoid like that. Do I want to add a background? I might, actually. Yep, this is House Dragon Maid from Yugioh. This is this character in the style of this meme. Like, there are definitely things I could add. Like, the... I guess the character is a lot more detailed, rightfully so. I'm gonna add the card background. Actually, yeah, actually, that's not a bad idea. Thank you. Thank you, Temshop. How do I... a little detailed, but I can work with it. Let's get... Okay, let's copy and paste an image. One. This is what the actual card art looks like. How do I want to do this? Okay, I think I see how I can do this. I can freehand it. I can freehand it. Most part. Oh. Where'd I drop my pen? There it goes. Actually, let's make everything like 50% opacity, so I can see where it is. Then maybe if we add the background of the card, it would look like we broke into their house to tell them to put on the maid outfit. That's a funny idea, Tom. Arguably, I think the logic there, even without that, the internal logic of you're in House Dragon Maid's essentially office, as House Dragon Maid is kind of just the leader of the Dragon Maids. It'd be like you're a new recruit to the Dragon Maids. Like, I feel like I definitely had an idea of what I originally wanted to do for the background, but your idea was just so much funnier and honestly made a lot more sense that I just had to do it. Thank you, Tim. It's not gonna be exact. What was it? So... okay. I think originally the idea was to use a picture of a card from a similar archetype. I have... No, I don't. I probably just copy-pasted it. Let's see. It was... I think originally had a card called Ketu Dragentail as the background. Like, in my mind. Ketu Dragentail. less zoomed in. Originally, I think this was going to be, like, the idea for the background. Or at least, something like this design would have been the background for this. But unironically, the idea of it actually being her office, and you're like a new recruit to Dragon Maid, is such a funny idea that I cannot pass it up. Windows are going to be a little bit off. Well, that's fine. Yeah, I'll add an extra one in the middle. Okay. Duplicate. Mirror. Since it's really the same window design in a corner, let's do it like that. In this layer, window, app window outline. Then curtains, and arguably a desk, like right there. Some variation of a desk. Okay. It's blue layer. I don't know how I'm gonna go. But I'm gonna try to get. Okay. I'm gonna at least try to get the outline for all this stuff done. Before I end. Okay. This needs to be like that. This is one of the small streamers. You can just chat directly to them. Yeah. It's nice being able to talk with. It's nice being able to talk with chat a bit more one-on-one. Sometimes you get people who don't exactly respect boundaries. Kind of think they're entitled to your undivided attention because it's so one-on-one. But for the most part, people are chill. I think that should be fine for the curtains. It's on this side. Let's add a 1. So this curtain is a little bit different than the other. Something like that. That's a bit of a rough line. So go curve down. And that just does a wave until essentially reaches that point. Then about here, curve down. A little bit of a bump. Then all the way down. This is typically where like a curtain tie would be. Then a little bit of ways there is, oops, small curtain there. Okay. Then there's a desk and a chair. One at a time. Desk, outline. Okay, I think I see how I want to do this. Then I can go perspective. Never mind. I think it would just be better if I made it more like this. Flat, then it'll work. I'd actually want to make it. That doesn't really look like a desk. That looks like an edge. I guess, like, from here, it's just above the edge of the windowsill. I could. I could make it so it's below. Let's make it. More like that. That'll work. From here, I can go ahead and release a bit more completely. Just complete the lines. Then behind the desk, but in front of the curtains, the chair. The desk has a little slit in the front of it. I see. Okay. I can add that in a second. Let's go with the chair. Something like that. Not that much taller. Definitely not that much taller. That works. That definitely works. I'm just gonna merge them together. Then, okay, I think I see how to do this design. Let's move this a little bit closer. Make sure I can actually see it. Okay, I'll turn that up just slightly because I really like this song. Add a little. Also, get the windows a bit out of the way to avoid confusion. Okay. So then... Whoops. I appear to have put that on... Actually, that might have been a blessing in disguise, because I can kind of just add whatever I want. Goodbye? Alright, thank you for stopping by, Tem. Shop is cooler. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. Here we go. Probably be here next stream. Have a good night. Take care. You too. Thank you. Yes. Actually, let's look at the Dragon Maid sim. Dragon Maid. Let's open a new tab and zoom in heavily on. Okay. I would either need to make the chair a lot bigger, or I need to move this part, make it separate. This is, yeah. I don't think I can quite get a... I could do it if I lower it significantly. That'll work. That can work. Then... Not that thin. I need to make it thin, but not that thin. I guess I can move it forward this way instead, actually. Make this more pronounced. That way I can add the wings. The horn. There aren't really any dividing lines. At least in this case. Let's add this. There we go. Put this all together. Oops. You one that needs to move, not this. Okay. So I think that's a good basis to make the wood and everything. Window color. Need one window color 1. needs a basis of blue. I probably will be. I dropped my pen. There it is. Okay. Ooh. Yeah, okay, that's the same color. Okay. I can work with this. Oops. That's fine. Fix that in just a second. The outline was already. Alright, you become move. Then I end up with like 5 layering colors because of all the different things that need to be colored in the windows. That's fine. I can live with that. Why can't I can't? I'll fix it in a second. Yeah, that's... I'm making mistakes left and right today, huh? ironically, I have a really good way of keeping everything in between the lines. So if you select it like this, then invert it, that only selects the windows. Hold on, deselect. I'll need to keep it somewhat so that I have a way of knowing what colors to use. This is do this. Like, on each side, there's like 1, 2 branches. Well, it's more like 5, but they split up. Here, and there's like 3 branches there that split up. Like, very front. Make it a little bit darker for the sake of it. This is at the very front. I'm not going to add an outline to this stuff outside. I'm mostly going to freehand it. Oops. I like that. It'd be easier. Just copy everything and mirror it. I'm kind of tempted to do so since this would take a while. Otherwise. But there's also not that much to it. I'll just continue like this. It's not that far into the screen. So this goes... Okay. So this goes more or less like... can kind of afford to it to be a little bit rough, actually. It doesn't really matter if this is like super rough, super angled, because it's tree. It doesn't need to be smooth all the way through. There's like a small branch down there that I can add real quick. Add a little bit thinner. Let's quickly save again. Okay. This is... It's a mix in the foreground and the background. Go with frontmost ones first. Like I said, I might end up with like 5 different layers for just the trees outside. This is where they go. They're mostly towards the middle, like in this area. So I can just go. It reaches pretty far. It reaches to... Yeah, it like reaches to the curtains and everything. Wow, okay. Make sure that it is. Okay. I think that'll be enough for that portion. Then it's kind of a similar story, but it's like it's a bit more rounded. Are there any? There are several above actually. So let's add some above. I never know how much I miss these like art streams until I kind of stop doing them. for the top layer of leaves. Let's move on to the second layer of leaves. Like the top layer on the other side. Make it a bit rounder. Again, this one. Okay, it does. I was worried that mirroring the canvas might mirror the selected areas as well, which really, generally speaking, it wouldn't. Pretty poor design if it did, but glad that I decided to test it with that. Ooh, my hand is starting to cramp just a little bit. It is starting to crimp just a little bit, but I can keep going. They're out of stubbornness to show off the finished product, or just plain. I do actually need to just stretch my hand at least a little bit. And I can rest my hand a little bit. This needs to be a 3. Some brighter leaves on the outskirts, some softer leaves. Yeah, brighter outskirts, softer ones towards the bottom, brighter ones towards the top. Let's fix my posture just a little bit. there are... Be right back. I can kind of add these into the same layer, since they won't really intersect that much. This will be a bit of a softer green. That I can intersperse in between. Over here. Okay, then the very bottom layer. The fourth, add how this will translate, but is how do they do it here? Let's try it. Almost like that. Gonna need to add some more leaves to this. And I'm gonna need to get rid of you. quite that far. It looks a little bit more natural, I'd say. Second verse, same as the first. So let's try to use that same philosophy over here, I'll say. Yeah, I definitely need to add some extra leaves. Especially back here. That's the topmost layer. It's that layer. So yeah, let's get all the way to the window. Sweet, there are plenty of leaves underneath the branches. Yeah, I might as well go for gold. Okay, so that's all one layer. I was using this one, save for the leaves. This really is what requires the green. So is I'm gonna duplicate this. I'm gonna set to like 20 opacity. Then I'm gonna make this color a bit of a brighter blue. And I can pretty much make this part a bit more all one layer. Is that kind of opposite too? A bit lower. I'm definitely making this a dark. Actually, why can't I make this a darker? And like most of this is going to be colored by necessarily. It can be rough. Really rough around the edges, in fact. God, okay, ow. God. Let's do it like that. I guess. Yeah, I can add some green shrubbery in the front. To give the illusion that it's further away. Kind of repeat this process on the other side. Or you need to go to the other side as well. Because arguably I should reverse it, shouldn't I? Why is it feeling like that? down just a little bit. What is going on with this? First, let's save. You know what? I guess I'll have to leave it. Let's see. I can't tell the difference. Yes, something's going wrong with the brush. Okay. It's not the end of the world. It's definitely something that I can with. It's so strange. It's not doing the right colors that I want it to. I wonder if a setting got messed up somewhere. Wait. Okay. Never mind. Never mind. I guess I turned that on somehow. sake of consistency. Here, add a window outline. There we go. The curtains. I don't say falling, but I kind of do want to fall in just a slightly. If I wanted, and I mean, I'm probably just not going to add any shadows to them. It is getting late. A little bit tired. You have work tomorrow. I just want to say, I can at least say that I got as much as I physically could done. Probably add some extra detail lines to the curtain to make it a bit more similar to the inside. Or at least. These are like this, then yeah, I don't care. But I won't really care. Stuff that's not really meant to be seen. So arguably it's better that way. This is curtain outline number 2. Of just making the desk just a solid made object. Then The chair also seems to be pretty much solid color as well, so I can seal that in pretty easily. Chair color. It's about the same color as everything else. Might as well make it at least a little bit different. So that sticks out a little bit. I don't really need to add detail lines to everything. I spoke earlier about cartoon characters versus anime characters. To some degree, anime can get a little over-designed sometimes. Anime has a lot more freedom when it comes to being able to just add stuff to characters and at least somewhat being able to justify it. That leads to cursor kind of got separated for a second. It's over here. So this all out. Then I put this back on. The background. Yeah, okay. Okay. I immediately see the bow needs to be cleaned up just a tad bit. Let's see. Just a little bit of extra. You know, all things considered, that's pretty good. I'm probably not going to come back to this. If I do, I definitely would come back to like add the shine, add the different bits of shading and stuff. like, overall, I'm surprised that I got all of this done. Pretty much all of this done. Like 3 hours. Pretty much all the line art was done on a different stream. Like, getting this amount of stuff done that quickly is actually a big accomplishment for me. So you know what? I'll take what I can get. That being said, it's about time that I head off. I got a lot done. I got a surprising amount done. There are other projects that I am thinking about doing, and I'm definitely gonna come back to art stream. I'm going to make it a weekly thing. I can't guarantee it will be a full-on weekly thing. It might be a bi-weekly thing, but I definitely do want to do some variation of like a weekly art stream where I'm just drawing stuff for the funny. With that, though, is where I'm going to end. Thank you, everyone who decided to stop by. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. Take care.